एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। आज हम कर रहे हैं यूनिट 4। MEG 7 है एंड ब्लॉक 3 है इसका। यूनिट 4 में हम आज टॉपिक लेने स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ कांथापुरा। लेट अस स्टार्ट नाउ। द कांथापुरा शोज राजा राव's artistic skill in achieving a fusion of theme, form and narration in a literary form, which is Indian and modern at the same time. He superimposes the Indian tradition of imaginative romance over the Western form of realistic novel and mingles actual history with mythic Purana to create a poetic work in prose. सो इसमें सिंपल सी ये चीज़ है कि मॉडर्न और एंशंट को जो है ना मिंगल किया गया है। एंशंट जो है वो उसमें पुराण की बात की गई है, मॉडर्न मतलब उस टाइम के हिसाब से उस टाइम के बारे में बताया गया है जिस टाइम ये नॉवल लिखा गया है। और एंशंट पुराण जैसे कि एपिक की बात की गई है, इसमें रामायणा की बात की गई है इसमें। ठीक है, तो KR राव जो है वो राइटली पॉइंट्स आउट, वो बोलते हैं कि कांथापुरा डज नॉट प्रोजेक्ट द इंडियन स्पिरिट isolatively but as a living experience moving in time and space. The three levels of action in the novel, political, social, and religious, are all related to a unified concept of India, both as a tradition and as a living culture, as a magnificent past to be rediscovered in the enormous present. ये ना पैराग्राफ पहले भी हमने पढ़ा है। तो इन हिज फॉरवर्ड टू द नॉवल राजा राव, फॉरवर्ड मैंने बताया था आपको नॉवल की स्टार्टिंग में जो 1-2 पेजेस होते हैं वो फॉरवर्ड होते हैं, मीन्स प्रोलॉग टाइप। In his foreword to the novel, Raja Rao describes the book as a Sthal Puran, a legendary history of a particular place. He writes, तो राजा राव लिखते हैं, there is no village in India, however mean, कितना भी छोटा क्यों ना हो, that has not a rich Sthal Puran or legendary history of its own. Some god or godlike hero has passed by the village. Rama might have rested under this peepal tree. Sita might have dried his clothes after her bath on this yellow stone, or the Mahatma himself, on one of his many pilgrimages through the country, might have slept in this hut, the low one by the village gate. In this way, the past mingles with the present, and the gods mingle with the men to make the repertory of your grandmother always bright. One such story from the contemporary annals of my village I have tried to tell. Okay, let us now try to analyze the structure of Kanthapura in the light of these two statements, one of the author himself and the other of his critic. ठीक है, 2 स्टेटमेंट से पढ़ी ना हमने अभी, तो एक ऑथर की थी, एक क्रिटिक की थी। चलो तो इसमें करते हैं टेकिंग अप द ऑथर स्टेटमेंट फर्स्ट। ये जो मैंने अभी पढ़ी है ना स्टेटमेंट, इसके बारे में हम थोड़ा डिस्कस करते हैं कि ये क्या बोल रहे हैं। Taking up the author's statement first, on the very opening pages of the novel, Raja Rao creates a distinctive sense of the village Kanthapura. He situates it in a special location in the Western Ghats, surrounded by several hills and skirted by a river. देखो इसमें भी मॉडर्न और एंशंट का एक मिंगल किया हुआ है ना। द वाइंडिंग रोड पासिंग, पहले ये अपने गांव के बारे में बता रहे हैं, लेकिन गांव में भी वो उस टाइम के गांव के बारे में बता रहे हैं, लेकिन पुरानी स्टोरी है गॉडेस जो कंचम्मा है उनकी स्टोरी भी साथ में इसके साथ बुन रहे हैं, बता रहे हैं। ठीक है, he situates it in a special location in the Western Ghats, surrounded by several hills and skirted by a river. The winding road passing through it connects it with the trade and commerce of the region. It brings the coolies of the Skeffington coffee estate, the Congress volunteers, from the city to the village, and in their wake the formidable police force that causes havoc at both the places. The mood for the Puranic content of the novel is also set at the very outset through the narration of the legend of God Kinjamma of the hill. देखो ये आ गया ना, इसमें बता दिया ना इन्होंने, गॉडेस कंजम्मा की बात भी आ गई। After this virtual invocation to the goddess, her name is repeated again and again through the novel. At all times of trouble, the villagers turn to Kenjamma to come to their rescue, as she once did in in the remote past. She is their powerful savior who can overcome even the most formidable of enemies. मतलब वो पावर बता रहे हैं कि किंजम्मा जो माता का मंदिर था उसकी क्या पावर थी. Now, in the true Indian tradition, myth, religion, politics, and social behavior mingle to produce a स्थल पुराण. है ना. स्थल पुराण तो वही है ना, किसी जगह के बारे में बोलना, किसी जगह को बहुत ही पवित्र मानना, है ना. स्थल पुराण, उसकी कहानी बताना. फिर से मैं पढ़ती हूँ. इन द ट्रू इंडियन ट्रेडिशन, मिथ, रिलीजन, पॉलिटिक्स एंड सोशल बिहेवियर mingle to produce a स्थल पुराण that Raja Rao set out to write in the first place. स्थल पुराण ही इन्होंने पहले बताया. Even a mortal like Gandhi acquires the status of a saint and avatar. The Harikatha man projects him as Krishna, descended from heaven to destroy the serpent of foreign rule, and the villagers call him the big mountain, one of their names for Lord Shiva. In the same breath, Murti is called the small mountain, and they hope the two mountains will protect them. Achakka, the narrator of Kanthapura, is a flowing, breathless style, tells the story not as a history of events but as the Puranic tale of a village, which, even as it is nearly destroyed, acquires the permanence of a legend. अचक्का की भी बात हो रही है. द इवेंट्स ऑफ द नॉवल belong to the first half of the 20th century, but the manner in which they are described lend them the flavor of an ancient epic where god and mortals come together in sublime action. Raja Rao's attempt at writing a Sthal Puran is not a failure but a unique success. ठीक है. Now let us turn to K.R. Rao's comment. अब हमने जो पहले स्टेटमेंट पढ़ी थी उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. Now let us turn to K.R. Rao's comment that the three strands of action, politics, society and religion, ये तीन स्ट्रैंड्स थे ना जिन पे ये कहानी बनाई गई, बोली गई है, बताई गई है ना, लिखा गया है ये नोवेल, are woven together in Kanthapura. No one can deny the fact that the novel has a political background. The central action of the book is Gandhi's Satyagraha movement and how Murthy draws his community into it. There are many references to Gandhi and his activities, to episodes from his life, and in particular to his famous Dandi march during the Satyagraha. The villagers keep track to the march and celebrate it by their own march to picket the toddy shop near the Scaffington coffee estate. The social, political हो गया. Now we are talking about the social content. The social content of the novel is found in the interrelations and interactions of the villagers. It is also found in the extended space that is allotted to the considerations of caste and how it divides the community into distinct groups. Murthy is singled out for special treatment in this regard on account of his voluntary mixing with the untouchables. It affects, थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में, मूर्ति के बारे में बताया गया है. It affects his prospects of marriage, though he is not keen on it. ठीक है, उसकी शादी पर प्रभाव पड़ना था बट उसका कोई मतलब वो नहीं करना चाहता शादी. Since he is the unchallenged leader of the village, social and political strands of the action mingle in him. But when he follows the Gandhian method of rallying the common people for a political purpose in the name of prayer and religion, the three levels of actions are unified to form the triple pillar structure of the novel. ये बहुत important है. देखो हम structure की बात करें ना novel में, तो religious एंड सोशल एंड पॉलिटिकल तीन स्ट्रैंड्स हैं जिन पे ये नावल टिका हुआ है और इसमें हम बहुत ही मतलब एलेबोरेट तरीके से इसको हम पढ़ चुके हैं. नाउ ईशा डे करके एक क्रिटिक हैं, वो लिखती हैं कि इस चीज़ को वो सपोर्ट करती हैं. वो लिखती हैं विद महात्मा गांधीज पॉलिटिकल प्रोग्राम ट्रांसलेटेड इनटू द पेरिफेरनेलिया होता है छोटी छोटी चीज़ें ऑफ वर्शिप as practiced in the Hindu religion, the whole political action of Kanthapura, generated by an avatar and incarnation, has to center in a temple, the temple of Kanthapurishwari. The election of the Congress committee is preceded by a God's procession and devotional song. The aim of the Congress has to be explained with an offering of camphor and coconut of the gods. It is right in front of the gods in the temple that the very vow of spinning, practicing non-violence and of speaking the truth is to be sworn. The शपथ ली जाती है, माता के मंदिर के बाहर शपथ ली जाती है. ठीक है. अ स्पेशल नैरेटिव फीचर इन कांतापुरा इज़ द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ स्टाइल टू स्ट्रक्चर. अब जो भी स्ट्रक्चर